Hi. Okay, so you've done a great job. You've been successful at getting your 7-segment converter code to compile, and you have all of your checks in the task list all turned green. You have your successfully launched simulation, and you've run the simulator. And so you're in Model Sim, and unfortunately, you begin to see a problem. Well, first of all, students ask, how do I know if I have a problem? Where do I find... Hold on a second. Let me see if I can expand the screen. I guess I can't. Where do I find whether all tests passed or not? Okay, you need to move this little window up. And so by putting your cursor right in the gray, we can just drag up our output window, our user window, and we see that we got 1 test failure. You would also, this is where you would find all tests passed. And so we see we have 1 failure, and we're in Model Sim, and we can see our output, and we see that we have a red line that indicates that there's an error. Okay, and we have to deal with that error. I'm trying to make the window a little bit smaller so that I can see exactly what you're seeing. And so now we can't see anything. So let me reduce the size of my transcript window so that I can see my timing output. Okay, I don't need this window here. I'm going to close that within Model Sim. I also don't need this one that indicates what intermediate values are going on. So I'm just going to close all that so that I can see my timing window a little bit bigger. I'm going to do a couple things. First of all, I have right-clicked on here, and I have chosen Zoom Full so that I can see the entire window or the entire timing diagram in here going up to 200 nanoseconds. But notice that my error indicates that I have an error right here because I have a little red mark, and that's where my error has occurred. And so I have to deal with that. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so that we can see a little bit more of what that error might be entailing. So let me scroll over, and I see that the error is in, I can read the 4, and I can read that I have my outputs, and let me drag this over a little bit so I can read what is here. And this says this is my test name, and so let me come over just a little bit farther. And here's my test name, here's a test count, this is the number of failures, and so I have 1 failure right there. This indicates what the output is right there. If I click on right here and get my yellow cursor there, I have the values of each of the lines A through G listed for where this yellow bar is. And so one thing you have to know, if this is where if the red indicates that it's here in time 4, my error actually occurred 1 time step before that, which was in 3. And so I can look to see what the values are 3. So whenever you see the red, it's always the time step before. And that's where you want to look. And you want to see what the values are. And notice here, a couple things I can do. First thing I'm going to do, because typically it means that one of your bits are wrong. I only had 1 error. 1 error indicates that probably one of your bits are wrong, or that you're missing an entire minterm. So let's just look at this. I have 1s for A, I have a 1 in E, and I have a 1 in F, okay? And I can go and I can check to see what I'm expecting by looking, by looking at my .vt file. So I'm just going to open up, I'm going to come back to my ISE, and I'm going to actually open up this VT file, and I'm going to scroll down to where it says test 3, okay, where I'm looking for the output to be test 3, which is right here. Okay, that's right here in lines 91 through 93, and here are my values that I'm expecting. Okay, this is A. Over here on the left is actually A through G, and so notice that here I'm only expecting 2 1s, right? I'm only expecting 2 1s, but remember in Model Sim I had 3 1s. I had a 1 for A, and then I had a 1 for E and F. And going back to the ISE, I should not have a 1 for A. I should have a 0 for A. So that indicates that my minterm is wrong for A for minterm 3. For minterm 3, I can look at my equation for A and I have an error. I'm now going to open up my .v file where I have written my equations, and I'm going to begin to scroll over looking at my equations for A. And I'm going to look here. Notice this is minterm 0, and all of the variables are complemented, right? And, you know, I have this complement here outside, which makes all of them 0. So this is minterm 0 there, right? This is minterm, let's see what I have, 0, 0, 1, 0. So that's minterm 2. That's minterm 2. That's okay. Here I have 0, 0, 1, 0. Oh, wait a minute. That's also minterm 2, right? So it looks like I have a mistake there. Here I have 0, 1, 0, 1. Remember, when it's complemented, it indicates a 0, and when it's not complemented, it indicates a 1. So this is minterm 5. As a matter of fact, I can look up here at my equation, and I should have A is equal to minterm 0. I have that. I have minterm 2 here, but I don't have minterm 3. This is not minterm 3. This is a mistake right here, and so my mistake is that I have an extra complement in this equation for Z, because we know minterm 3 should be 0, 0, 1, 1. So I'm going to get rid of that complement here so that it is actually minterm 3 here, right? Because I said my error was in A, and I saw that it was in minterm 3. And so I know that's where my error is. I can now go ahead and save it and recompile it, and I will recompile it. Okay, I have recompiled, and I'm bringing up my model sim. Again, I'm going to just close these windows so I don't have to see all that. Expand out my names so that I can see what each of the rows are for. And notice now when I open up my transcript window, and I can see that I no longer have any red, so all the tests passed, and I actually have all tests passed on my screen. And so this is what you're wanting to do to debug. One thing I did see that some of you are doing is you're getting an error over here in 10. All right, you're getting an error in 10, which indicates that 9 is wrong. Some of you are not making 9 with LED D. You know, you're getting an error in D for 9, and it's because you just drew a simple 9 and you didn't have the bar at the bottom at the 9. Your choice as to how you want the 9 to be. I have the test file expecting a bar at the bottom so that you have a 9, almost like an upside down 6. Okay, have a great day. Bye.